What's up, everybody? It's your boy MIQY from Mickey Vision, and as usual, I have no rights to this music. We're gonna do things a little bit differently. I'm in the gym right now, and I was just about to get my workout in, but it's something I really feel like I need to get off my chest. And it's basically talking about cutting people off, walking away from people, letting people go. Whether it was a friendship or a relationship or a family ship, somebody that's related to you by blood. I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes you just have to walk out of people's lives. And that's what we're going to be discussing today. Some of this context I got from one of the Medea plays. I don't know exactly which one it was. So shout out to Tyler Perry and Medea. Another part of the context I got from my coworkers. Shout out to Sydney and the valet offices. And also shout out to Black Power Ranger, Sir Jared. Some of this context actually came from him as well, or at least it put it on my mind to actually discuss it. So I'm sure some of you heard the reference about people in your life being like different parts of the tree. You have the roots, you have the branches, you have the leaves. Basically, the roots are your 3 or 4 ride or dies. The people that are going to be there for you no matter what. The people that were there with you before the money, after the fallout, after the comeback, they were there for everything. They're going to be there for you no matter what. They're going to tell you when you're wrong. They're going to tell you when you messed up. They're going to tell you when you're messing up, about to mess up. They're going to tell you when you're about to make a bad decision. But they're going to be there and happy for you and support you if it goes successfully. And they're going to be there for you to pick up the pieces when it falls apart. Those people are like the roots of the tree. Nobody needs to know that they know you or that they helped you or that they were there for you. You don't necessarily have to see them, but they are strong enough that if they do need to be seen, they will bust through the concrete of a sidewalk, or they'll bust through the bricks of a building in order to make sure that the tree gets what it needs from the ground, which is typically water and other nutrients. The roots are very important to have, and if you don't have any roots, if you have no ride or dies, if you're one of those people that just go through life, I don't trust nobody, I don't need nobody, I've been on my own since I was 13 and I don't need nobody, you are a very lonely person on the inside, and you may need to rethink your strategy on that, because a human that has no one, I mean, to gain the world and gain all its riches and have no one to share it with, what's the point of it? I mean, what's the point of being number one if there are no other numbers? It doesn't even make any sense to me, but to each his own, do what you feel, live your life if that's how you feel, but I advise against it. There's also the people that come into your life like the branches, the ones that are gonna be there for you for a certain period of time. They're meant to be there to teach you lessons, to help you with things, or to help you to grow, or to help you through certain scenarios in your life, to help you get promotions, or help you they may influence you in an indirect path to quit smoking cigarettes, or to start working out, or to start living a healthier life, just some type of influences. But the branches can also be weakened, they can also weather, and they can also fall off based on what's happening in your life. It's not always personal. It's not always something you did wrong or something they did wrong. Sometimes it's just a scenario that burns up a bridge. So I always suggest to people to, practice forgiveness and practice, mending those bridges. I tell homeless people that all the time. When a homeless person approaches me and I don't really have anything to give them, I let them know, like, look, your life is full of bridges that may have been burned due to circumstances. It may not have been you or the other person, but the fact that you have to go through life and ask complete strangers for help, the fact that you don't have not one root, not one branch, not one ride or die person that you can ask for help. I have at least 10 people that would never let me get to the point of being homeless, sleeping on the streets, and asking complete strangers for money, because I've shown and proven loyalty to them when we have that connection. But connections with people comes at a cost, and we'll probably be discussing that in our next video. The third type of person that comes into your life are like the leaves. Leaves are very short, very simple. They have one season. They come through, they grow in the spring, they live in the summer, they wither in the fall, and fall off and die in the winter. But don't count the leaves out. leaves are probably the most important part of the tree. And why do you say that? That's because leaves are the only way that trees can photosynthesize the sun into energy. It's how they eat. They don't eat food and meat and stuff like we do. They eat through the roots, soaking up the water, and they eat through the leaves, photosynthesizing sunlight into their energy. Leaves come and go every single season, but they're meant to give to the tree real quickly and then immediately take away from the tree. They probably take more away from the tree than they give to the tree. But that's the whole point of lessons in life in general. We learn more from failure. We learn from mistakes. We learn from tragedy. We learn from accidents. You learn who's there for you when your mom dies. You learn who's there for you when your relationship goes to hell. You will learn who's there for you when you're trying to quit smoking and you're flipping out. You learn who's there for you when you lose your job or go to jail or whatever the case may be. That's why you learn loyalty. You learn love. You learn truth. You learn when you lose $100 on the ground. You don't learn when you find $100. You don't learn from promotions. You don't learn from success. You don't learn from winning. You learn from losses and lessons. And that's the same thing that trees do, that leaves do. The leaves come to teach you that lesson for this season so that you can grow. We cut the dead ends off of our hair in order for our hair to grow. We literally tear our muscles and let them heal and rebuild to grow. Everything is about cutting things off in order to be able to grow. Changing your tone, changing your location, changing your surroundings, changing the people that you hang out with, changing your habits. I quit smoking cigarettes and cut it off so that I can grow. I quit relationships and friendships with these people so that I can grow. I cut the dead pieces off of my old habits, of my old self, so that I can grow into being the light that I am now. People say the bull crap about, oh, people don't change once they do this, always the same, blah, blah, blah. I don't know about you, but I'm not the same man that I was 5 years ago. I'm not the same man that I was 10 years ago, and I'm damn sure not the 15-year-old that I was 20 years ago. Don't be afraid to cut people off. Don't be afraid to move forward in your life and do what you have to do. As always, we hope this message reaches the right people. We hope that you share this with anybody you feel it may help, and we hope that you'll subscribe to our YouTube channel in order to be up to date on the latest content. As always, live your life, let people live their lives, and if it's Mickey Vision, then do what you feel.